up, everyone? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Chris. So in this video, I am going to do a mid-year flip through of my reading journal. Now, there are so many beautiful journals on YouTube, and it's like I look at these people and I'm like, oh my God, you are so talented and creative. This is not, I'm happy with it. It's mine. I'm learning. I've already realized things that what I like, what I don't like, things that I want to add and take away from next year's journal. But for the most part, I just enjoy doing this. It's just something creative to do in my not so much spare time, but I do what I can. So I wanted to share with you my progress midway through the year. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. All right, so this is journal from Archer and Olive. I've already taken off the, it is already starting to get, she's getting chunky. Okay, so you open it up and here's my title page. Now, if you've seen, I shared this journal with you when I had set it up, but I have since obviously added to it. And like I said, there are changes I am going to make in this journal along the way. So this is my, I don't know if this is a title page. I consider more this the title page. So this is my 2025 reading journal. I have a little quote down here. And this is my bookshelf. The way I do it is I just do the color of the books in rainbow order. And then as I read them, I write the names of the books on there. I know some people do it by, they'll color it a certain way, whether it's a physical book, a digital book, or an audio book. I'm mostly all audio. I'm just starting to get back into doing a physical book here and there. Maybe one day I'll get back to my Kindle. We'll see. But for now, this is the way I'm setting mine up. And I'm happy with it. I have a spot for 100 books. I think I'm going to run out of room on my shelf. So, yeah, well, you never know. But it's looking at the rate I'm going. Yeah. And I didn't really have like a specific number of books in mind because it's not a challenge for me to have, a goal. So, speaking of goals, I do have some reading goals. This was just kind of just set up just to have a goal. Like one of them is to read 4 physical books. I've already read 2. I think that's a good goal to have. Read 100 books in 2025. Not striving for it. I don't have a set number of books. Oh, I've got to read this many books this year. I don't need to do that. I read for enjoyment, not to be a race, but I just put it in there just because. Read 1 horror novel. I've actually read more than one. Read 1 dark romance. It's on my list. I will get there. And read 1 feel-good in romance book. And I have done that. I can't remember the book off the top of my head because there was kind of like a couple in there. So this, at the time I created this, were titles that were in my wish list. Which is now since grown by leaps and bounds. So this page is probably going to get a revamp for next year because, there's way more in there now than there was when I started. So these were in the book, in my wish list at the time I created the journal or set it up. So I have since checked things off as I've bought them and or read them. All right, let's move on to the next page. These were books that I already had purchased and they were in my possession at the time. So I've actually read most of them. I still have a few that I haven't gotten back to yet. This is my ratings page on how I would rate, I would judge a book for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star book. What would the qualifications be for me? This page here is going to go next year. Or I may do something different. I've got books bought. Well, I'm always buying an Audible book. And I have since stopped doing this because I also put in here on some, like, because I've started to use Hoopla and Libby in addition for free books. So, yeah, I'm always reading and always getting new books. So, not nearly enough room. I may figure out something to do next year to track them, like whether I purchase it on Audible, whether it's borrowed from Libby or Hoopla, or if it's a purchase book from the bookstore or Amazon or wherever I may be. This is my series tracker. Yeah, not doing too great with this. I did finish the Bill Hodges trilogy, the Holly Gibney series. This one here, If It Bleeds, I don't know if I'm even going to read that. That is a collection of short stories where Holly was a featured character in one of the short stories. So I'm not sure. I'm trying to stay away from Stephen King's short stories because I'm more, right at this point, I'm just more interested in getting through his catalog of actual novels that he's written. Maybe sometime in the future. This one here, I have one left to read. Yeah, I'll get to that eventually. I did finish, like I said, the Bill Hodges trilogy. I got to get back to the Will Trent series. These are books that are in my wish list that are a series. I still need to get to this one. I really want to see that one. This was Open Space, and I actually did finish a couple other series, and they weren't even in this tracker. So I'm not sure this will make a return in my journal for next year. This is my A to Z. Yeah, this is going to be tough because I don't have many letters left, and I don't know if these letters will ever get read. So I have a G, a K, a Q, a U, a V, an X, and a Z. I don't know. Yeah. I'm thinking this might not make it to completion by the end of the year with those letters. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see how that pans out. I'll probably include this next year in my journal, though, because it's fun. This is it's just kind of like a tracker. So I've got 100 books here. Like I said, this is all I have left on the page. So I don't know if I'll include this next year because I didn't really think I would get as many books read as I have so far this year. So I'm already at 64. So yeah, I don't know if this will get included. And also too, let's talk about the theme of this. Going into creating this journal, I originally wanted like a dark academia theme. Yeah, that kind of fizzled out. So as we go through the book, you'll see like things change. Sorry, I gotta take a sip of coffee. It is early in the morning when I'm recording this, so I'm still a little stuffy and still waking up here. So anyway, there was like, I was kind of going for that gothic-y, Baroque type theme, with the exception of this, because, I had stuff and I thought, oh, these would look cute. So anyway, I decided, you know what? I'm going to do what I feel like doing. When I sit down to do my month, I'm going to just go by the vibe I'm feeling and utilize the stuff that I have. Okay, so that's my 100 books. Like I said, this is not a race or a goal. It really isn't. It's just a tracker. I'm not striving, oh my God, I got to get to the 100 books. I don't care. If I read 50, that would be fine too. It's just fun. These are my monthly faves. So each month I pick a favorite for the month and I'll fill that in. It's not necessarily going to be like a 5-star read. It doesn't have to be a 5-star read. It just has to be like, out of the books I read in this month, which one had me the most excited and immersed in. So that's how I'm basing that one. These are DNF books. Books that I started and didn't finish because I was just like, yeah, no, not for me. These are books read. This is going to go through a change too, because right now I just have title and author. And I think how I want to do this is have the title, the author, as well as the completion date. And maybe whether it was physical book or, I don't know, where I bought it. I don't know yet, but this is going to take, I'm going to do a revamp on this too. And I do have like extra pages in here. This goes up to 120. That's just the way the lines worked out. So yeah. So that's my books read. And then here's my January month. So what I did was printed off my book covers. And then I took the synopsis of the book and printed it and pasted it next to each book so that in years down the road, if I want to go back and look and say, what was that book about again? This will just refresh my memory and be like, oh yeah, okay, now I remember the story. This has made some changes throughout the book as we go along as well. And then what I did was I take my monthly fave and do a spotlight on it and write some of my own thoughts on the book. Because I can't write a little book summary on each book because that just takes too much time. But what I did want to do was the ones I really enjoyed it. I wanted to write something about the book and why, and to kind of follow it along that way. This one here, yeah, this is a mess. I was struggling. I could not get my little papers to print. So yeah, I hand wrote it. Freaking crazy. I'll never do that again. And I don't. So, because look at it. It's messy. My writer's cramp. It was awful. So this is my February reads. And this is my February spotlight. And thoughts on it. Most of my stickers and stuff come from, most of it, from Journal Say. Love that website, especially for like journaling type materials. Yeah, so most of it comes from there. I do have a cart full right now at Journal Say, so we'll see whether I check out or not. So that's February. Now we go to March. I'm getting better at it now, right? Now I'm getting a little bit more the feel of it and how, to do what it is I want to do. So got better with the way I'm doing the synopsis on each book. And, so here's March here. And because I read more in March, I've got more pages. So we just carry on through, pretty much doing 2 books to a page. And here's my March spotlight. And just some thoughts on it. We have April. Now most this stuff here came out of my Archer and Olive, minus this washi tape here. This I got from Amazon. And this is Journal Say here, the little plants. But these stickers and washi tape is came out of my Archer and Olive subscription box. So here, this is April. I think April was, no, it was May. I think May was that really big month. So again, these are just how I'm setting things up. A Heartless Hunter. That was a good book. I need to go back and I got to get the second. Rebel Witch is the second one in that. It's a duology, so it'll be a completed series. And then here I've got again, my spotlight, my April spotlight. I know, poor choice in lettering because it doesn't really show, but April spotlight. Need more coffee. This is just a really nice book. And here's May. I wanted to try some of that blending stuff, and I'm going to try it again, but I didn't want to do it 2 months in a row back to back. But I kind of liked how that worked out because, you know, there's only so much washi tape you could use. And, you know, you want to get the edges of your pages decorated. This was the big month. This was the one, I think I had 15 books this month. So, stuck with it. And this one I was feeling purpley. Oh, look at that. See, they're a little hologram. Again, these are all from Journal Say. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This here is, I think this is Wrong. These little washi stickers. Again, all Journal Say. Like a floral purple. And my May spotlight was this another Stephen King. Oh, I love this sticker here. Okay, now we're going to go to June. So these pages are actually getting a little heavier because I actually covered the pages with, you know, again, it kind of, this is just like scrapbook paper, like, you know, just papers that you could use in a scrapbook. And then it turned out I had some stickers that kind of match this sagey green in here. So I utilized those. June wasn't for as many books as I read, it wasn't a great month as far as, you know, entertainment-wise. So, yeah, so like I said, there's a lot in June here. And my June spotlight was Behind Her Eyes. And again, my stickers, because my handwriting's not good, you guys. So I really, you know, but I didn't have anything that would stand out a little bit more. I mean, I suppose I could have used black, but yeah. Anyway, that is the end of June. So that's what I have set up. And now, you know, going forward, we'll continue to July, and I should have plenty of pages in here to get me through to the end of the year. I don't see any reason why not. So again, that is my mid-year flip through of my reading journal. I'm happy with it. I'm progressing. So yeah, that's that. Now I just need to think if I need to check out my cart that I have ready on Journal Say. I probably should, because one thing I notice when you're doing these reading journals is you need options. Because each month, you know, you want to do something creative or something different, and, you know, maybe a different style. I don't know, but yeah, so anyway, that's my mid-year flip through my 2025 reading journal. And I will probably start setting up my 2026 reading journal come around October, because the initial setup of this, when I originally did it, took me about a week. And I was working on it for hours every day just to get those initial pages set up. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. And I thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I appreciate the time you take out of your day and your lives, in your busy schedule, and you watch my silly videos. This is fun for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And that helps my channel grow. You all have a great day, great night, great week, weekend, whenever you happen to be watching, and we will chat again real soon. Bye.